Alright, so today's video, we're watching a Silver 4 tank on PC. I've been really enjoying D.Va since I first started playing in Season 11. Only unranked, she is a really fun hero slash tank. Lately, I've been playing competitive just because I'm now confident. That's totally fine. I really enjoy D.Va to the point that even if the enemy team counters, I won't really care and just do what I do, unless my team asks me to switch, which I did this game. I tend to be very aggressive when playing D.Va compared to other tank heroes. I also notice that I play better on attack than on defense. I hope you can help me know when I can do plays and be aggressive so that I can be better and climb consistently. I'm going to give advice right at the beginning of this video because you mentioned something here, okay? And what you mentioned was this. You said you play better on attack than defense. Here's what I have to say about that. Are you ready for this? Defense is just attack without the objective, like you have to push. Like, you know how in Koth, there's no attack or defender? Like control? Like Flashpoint, there's really no attack or defender. Like, you have a point, but like, play the same way. Because if you play the same way in that situation, that's how it goes really well, is all I'm getting at. So if you can do that, you'll be in a good spot. Okay, anyway, see how it goes. I'll give you some advice on D.Va and go from there. Yeah, I mean, that is true, though. Like, Silver might play a little bit more passive sometimes. So, like, maybe, like, if you're an aggressive D.Va, you might hard feed a little bit more in defense. So that you can take into account. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I saw that Junkrat trap from a mile away. But I also... Spectating that can be a little bit different. Because, like, I run into Junkrat traps all the time. Isaiah, thanks for the Phoenix Prime. Thank you. Appreciate you. You think we all did? I mean, he was there. Thank you. All right. Bit of a rematch. There we go. I mean, good DM usage. Okay, yeah. So, okay, so the strength of D.Va is your ability to shut down a lot of stuff, but one of the weaknesses of D.Va is when you turn your back to everybody, and that's essentially what you just did. So if you didn't notice you turned your back there and you fell out of your mech really quickly, a reason why that happens a lot of the time is because, like, you're very, very, very vulnerable to damage at that point. So when you want to go be aggressive and you want to all-in somebody, try to angle yourself to where you can DM to your left, not have them shoot you from behind, because your defense matrix will not protect the damage from behind you. So it's as simple as just, like, angling yourself like this. So if you want to kill the Mauga and prevent damage to you, like right here, see? Because the Mauga is like around here. You just play this angle. It will allow you to DM most of the shots there, and you'll be good to go. So that's just a position and thing that you can fix. Yeah. Basically, angle better on that. Also, remember, I wouldn't all in a tank with your cooldowns. You can kind of like take a little bit, like you can like walk there for a little bit and start shooting at the tank rather than just fly into them and just like not have an escape. Escape's an important part of playing D.Va. There you go. See this angle that way. That's like how you would take the approach, and it'll be a lot better. Obviously, you don't have to worry about what they're doing right now because they're just... They didn't even need to do that. That Mauga was dead. But I respect the play.
This is our objective now.
Going up on high ground. I respect it. Trying to peel for the Reaper. One thing that you're already in a good habit of is, like, even though you see a Reaper, you're willing to use your defense matrix, even though you can get the kill for free. But you want to make sure your teammates know that. What rank is this? Silver. That's not bad. Ronnie, thanks for the gifted sub. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks. Not your fault. I mean, new DM. Yeah, the Matrix usage has been solid. Also, little bit of a note for, little bit of a side note for players who are like learning how to deal with a Mauga as D.Va. When it's a very simple, like, I'll pause it next time it happens. When Mauga's lit up, you DM him. When Mauga isn't lit up, you don't have to DM him. Best way to put it. Unless, of course, you're taking a lot of damage. That was rough. Okay, so do you see this right here? This is the way to show it. See this right here? That's when Mauga looks like this, like all lit up like this. This means that Mauga has something called Cardiac Overdrive. And what Cardiac Overdrive does is it gives 100% lifesteal to Mauga. D.Va has a 3-second defense matrix, right? And what that means is that you can technically DM this whole sequence from Mauga, and Mauga will just fall over. The problem is a lot of players try to all in a Mauga during this, and this is why a Mauga becomes unkillable. It's because players aren't willing to avoid damage during this from Mauga, and that's how he gets back to full HP. So as D.Va, what you really want to do is make sure that you just DM all of this duration, and then the Mauga can't do anything. And then your cooldowns, your DM cooldown will be up much sooner, and you're good to go. All right, here we go. That Mauga went way too deep, by the way. Way too deep.
Damn. Nice work, team. Keep it moving.
Come here, Toki.
Top left control. Junkrat, I respect it. Nice play. Yep. No, you're good, you're good. Correct play, by the way. I find that... One thing I'll say, by the way, your decision making, even though you're in silver and you just started playing Overwatch, is actually fairly solid. Like recognizing like that's a that Junkrat's low, but if I push the Junkrat at the very, you're gonna either trade out or you're just gonna fall over because of his end. So that was a good play by you. Very well played. Like simple plays like that are how you climb. So RD challenges. Thank you for the 22 months of the tier 1 thing. Back away. Yep. You're just hecked here. There's no winning this. Yeah. It's not even really a decision making on that that would have like changed anything for me. For you, I don't think that would have really mattered. You don't like that they left the Reaper alone in their backline? I mean, it's all theory too with that. Like I peel for the Reaper if I feel like I can, but I also can see why you wouldn't peel for the Reaper. Or peel the Reaper off your team. It just depends. I have something you can practice that I think will help you improve. I'll actually pause right now. You're actually, I don't know if anybody else has seen this, but like I think their #1 issue right now, from what I've seen, is that you actually get lost. And not lost in like what you need to do, where you need to go to, how you need to play it. But what I mean by lost is like you fly in and then you lose track of your target. So one thing you can practice, and I think I've given this advice before actually a while back, is it can be as simple as going into the practice range and I want you to just fly to a target and then like turn around, but then also get back to where your target is. So what I mean by that is basically you fly in and then you lose track of where they go. So I want you to fly in, and it could be in your quick play games, a rank game, etc., and just like always keep track of where they go. Because a lot of times you're losing your target, and then instead of getting a free kill, they end up either getting you to really low HP and you can't keep going, or you just don't get the kill in general. So just try a little bit to find more focus on that to be able to make those plays, and I think you'll be in a good spot. At least that's what I'm noticing. But that's been like your #1 issue. I've seen you like lose like 3 or 4 kills on D.Va just because of that. Another habit to get out of as D.Va is if you hear them ulting right next to you, you don't have to fly around like that, because then you're going to do exactly what I've said. You're getting lost. When all you need to do is turn around and hold your right click. That's it. Don't need to fly at them. You're going to probably stop their ultimate. If they're really far away, that makes sense, but if they're right next to you. Yep. I think it's on PC. Yep, get the Moira out of there. Go for the Moira. Go for the Moira. Go for the Moira. Go for the Moira. You want to get the Moira out of there. I know the Moira is going to use Fade, but at least force that cooldown out. You know? Save your DM now for Cardiac Overdrive. That's where you want to save your DM. That's where you want to save your DM. You didn't have your DM up in time. That's why it's very important to do that. Nice job by your Junkrat. There you go. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the DM is just because they're trying to prevent a lot of poke damage, which is why I always say try to eat the burst damage. I don't mind that DM, though, right there. Like, the reason why that DM is fine is because you're DMing the heals on Mauga. So that was a fine DM. It prevents the heals from life leaving. You don't need the ult there, but I get it. Okay, the Moira walked into it, and so did the Mauga. So, never mind, it worked out. Not bad, though. Like, straight up, like, not bad at all. I feel like there's good moments here. I just think you lose your targets a lot, and then you overcommit a little bit. And then that's something that can be easily fixed. They did say their defense was a little bit rough, yes. So, they said they play differently on defense, it feels like. So I want to see how they play. Bad DM usage there. After you got the fire strikes, let your DM go for a bit. Don't over DM after the fire strike. Okay. So you're gonna hear me talk about this, and I want to get people in the habit of it. It really doesn't matter on the rank, right? Like, anyway, this is gonna be something that anywhere from bronze to top 500 is something you want to learn. Defense matrix management is I can simplify it. It doesn't mean this is a always follow this, right? Like, you always follow. So what about the aim? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. For Silver 4, their aim has seemed perfectly fine with it. The only problem they've ran into aim-wise is when they lose their target, which is something that we just addressed prior. But their aim has been fine for Silver 4. You have to understand that sometimes, like, I can't tell them just, oh, go aim better and you'll be good to go, because yeah, maybe they'll climb to gold, but like they still won't be able to fix some of the bad habits they have. And I always say that some of the best ways to climb actually starts with the basics and the fundamentals, rather than just, like, you know, looking at a top 500 game and be like, all right, just do that. Because, like, there's a lot that happens, a lot of nuance that happens there too, like, that you won't necessarily have happen in a silver game, where more teamwork is involved in top 500. So I can do more plays and make more crazy plays because I can mechanically do it, and I can also rely on my teammates to do things. So when in Silver 4, it is less reliance on your teammates, because, like, everybody's playing differently. Everybody has different vibes on how to do things. Like, so it's just a lot of... That's why I don't really stress about the aim too much on a lot of players, because if they don't fix the fundamentals anyway, they'll get to gold and they're just running into the same wall. So that can be one of those things where if they just start to fix some of these things, that will make everything overall. Anyway, so defense matrix management. I can simplify it because I think there's a way to... Once again, this is a very basic level of it. Burst damage, you DM. So an example of a burst damage would be a Cassidy's turning around the corner and hitting 3 headshots on your teammate. You want to prevent that burst damage. Chip damage would be their Echo is shooting stickies at your teammates, but they're clearly going to miss, but it's going to hit for like 12 damage, and the Cassidy's at maximum range and is doing 15 damage, right? That's chip damage. I recommend don't worry about the chip damage. Save your DM for the burst damage. Now, once again, it's going to change every game and how it's going to be, but it's a very basic level to go off of to do that. If there's a bunch of burst damage, a ton of damage at once, DM it. Then you will not use your DM as much, and then that's it. Like that, if you do that, you're going to get better at defense matrix management. Okay, let's see how this goes. Yep, keep breaking shield. Trying to put rockets into the shield. You're just making shield miserable for them. Not bad. One thing that I think you peel too much sometimes, which is funny because, like, maybe that's what you do too much on defense, is that you're so willing to peel on defense and give them map control that on attack it felt like you were being more aggro. And I think that's what it is. Like, don't be afraid to go trade backlines there just like you would before, because look at the result. You didn't trade the backlines, and now they just get the point, right? But if you go for a backline trade there, maybe you kill 2, and then next thing you know, they only have 1 on point, and then you just take the point back and you're good to go, right? Amada, thank you for the free prompt, so thank you, appreciate it. Now look where you're at. You can't retake, they win that. So on attack, you would go for trades. On defense, you played it too passive, which is what I expected it to be. I find that a lot of players play defense very passively, and then on attack, they play very aggressive, and then they go, well, why are my results different right now? It's because you're just changing your play style when you didn't have to. You can still play aggressive, it's just timing your aggression, right? Like, even on attack, you weren't feeding into their backline. Oh, wow. Hey, it works, though. No, it doesn't. Okay. That is not what I meant by aggression, and that's why I said timing is perfect. I think that was a mistake, though. No, I don't think you meant to do that. I don't think you meant to do that. I think you didn't hit your flight button in time, and then you ended up over there. That's what it looked like. That's the vibe I get from that one, is that you did that on an accident. I don't think that was an intended play, because that's not the aggression I'm looking for. That's different. If you want to know how to play this chat, you just play the corner here at the angle, like right here in the choke, and then if you get a pick, you can play more aggro, or just like slow play the card here. You love this map for comp so much. King's Row is always a classic. Only issue I've had with King's Row recently, and it's just third point, but that's because in top 500, you just play against a bunch of, like, top-tier widows who just basically take over the lobby, and you can't do anything. Even if you go a full, like, anti-widow comp, it doesn't matter. There's too many, like, sight lines and angles that you can't cover in time before the widow gets to. So, but I love the map. All right, waiting for it.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Don't be afraid to ult this. Don't be afraid to ult this. Don't be afraid to ult this. I'll pass now. Use your ult now. This is a good time. Wait on that now, but then ult after. You're getting poked down. Don't be afraid to ult this. It's D.Va ult. Like, it just... Don't be afraid to ult this. They've used bubbles. Ult, over the top, behind them. You're giving them too much space. You're by the way, I want to point out, do you notice how your playstyle is, like, extremely passive right now? And this is something I've been mentioning. Go fly up here. Go like, right here. They don't have an angle on you anymore. The Echo you can kill the Echo if they're over there. If you're up here and the soldier ends up over here, you have a better angle. Like, this is just playing too passive, and that's the difference. You said you kind of suck on defense because you're playing too passive, right? You're just playing way differently. Don't shift your playstyle. Find spots that work for you to be aggressive and also hold control. That soldier when I saw you coming. Bubble used again. That's 2 bubbles used. Ult in. Don't fall back. Your Junkrat shouldn't be right there. Okay, and then look at that. Now the Zarya has a free grab, so now you've lost your timing. You're backing up. You're backing up. You're backing up. You're backing up. Your Brig is now going to the cart. You're backing up. Stop backing up. Your Brig should not have to be the one to run it down mid. Oh! Don't have to fly into him with ult, by the way. Good job, though. Good ult. You don't have to fly into them with ult. All you need to do is just, like, this is another practice range test. You can go into the practice ranges, go in there, practice your ults. You could literally launch your ultimate and be back here and survive it. Instead, you could have gotten killed there doing that play. And you would have had the same result, but in a safer way. The Brig will survive better there? I'll be honest with you. I've tried that on Brig. It doesn't work that way anymore. It feels bad. Denji, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. Thank you. Just reset now. Reset. Yeah, there you go. Now reset the corner. Okay, it's fine. If you feel like the kills are here, I'm not going to take that away. Yeah, you're up. You can go for this kill. You're good. You're good. Sorry, I didn't see the numbers as well as I could have. Good job. Yeah, but, like, you know, you mentioned the energy on Zarya. I don't mind that, though. If you watch the Zarya use all their bubbles in front of you, like if you see Zarya just use bubble right here, and Zarya has no bubbles, I'll take an 80 energy Zarya with an 8-second cooldown of their bubbles right here. You're probably going to kill the Zarya anyway, right? I always talk about this because I think people get too worried about not charging a Zarya, but I always say this: an out-of-position Zarya with 80 energy who falls over immediately and goes back to spawn, it doesn't matter, right? It's better to have that happen than sit there and let a Zarya get map control in. So, yep. I'm still fine with this, though. You already killed a Zarya, so you can be a bit more aggressive. This is fine. Ramacha destroys Zarya bubbles now. Yes, like falls over. Like you could make it so that their bubbles are done in 2 punches, which is pretty quick. Go in, go in, go in, go in, go in, go in. Okay, your teammates are in. Your problem is you play too passive. That's it. Which is funny because on attack you were way more aggressive. That's all it is. Remember, you can play defensively aggressive. You don't have to play defensively. You can play defense with an aggressive play style. Yeah, you might have to shift up position in here and there than you would on attack, but you've backed up the majority of this defense. You're playing like a backline D.Va. Yeah, go to point. Fly to point. Fly to point. Fly to point. The point. Fly to the point. You should have been there way sooner. Rank Silver 4 on PC. They are new to Overwatch, they said so. Or new to D.Va at least, so. I don't mind you going for the Echo here. I just want you to be careful in a sec. No. Kill the Echo. Nice job. Head back to point now. Let's head back to point. Okay, you know they have grab, so go up top. Chat. I'm going to teach something here because players do this all the time. So a lot of players will be like, okay, they have grab, I'm going to eat the grab. So they just sit there, stand in front of the Zarya, and then that's it. Right? That's all you do. They just stand in front of the Zarya, and that's it. What you need to do is go up here. Okay? And you want to kind of hide. So you can time a way to eat the grab or time an opportunity to get a kill. Stop thinking about playing D.Va like you're playing Zarya, right? Like you're not going to play the same playstyle as Zarya. Go up on high ground. Sit up here. Make it so that they have to think about where you're at Or they don't see you and they go, oh, I don't see D.Va, and then you eat grab for free. Don't just sit in front of them because they're gonna grind your defense matrix now. Now, I'm gonna have this whole spiel about this, and then they'll eat the grab anyway, but still, I'd rather see you go up on the high ground and play those type of angles and make it harder for Zarya to get a free grab, because that's what you want to do. You do not want to sit in front of a Zarya because that's how you end up not, you just get grinded down and then they just grab you. And you're like, oh, well, there goes that. And there you go. Zarya sees that you're really far back, run right up, and they grab for free. Now imagine if you were on the high ground, you have vision of that, and Zarya goes for that same grab. Good ult there. Like, I like the idea of the ult. I don't like the timing of the ult. Does that make sense? Like, I like that you ulted past. It's a good ult location, but you already gave up the grab. The point I'm making is that you want to play above the high ground there, and more than likely they'll go for that same grab, but you can eat it a lot easier. You're playing way too passive, though. You are... There's two ways to play D.Va right now, and it's not backline sniper tank. It's either up on high grounds playing aggressive, or be in the front part of your team. Go for the Zarya. Go for the Zarya. Go for the Zarya. Go for the Zarya. Don't stand here. I saw that junk grab trap also. You just play too passive. This is an easy fix, by the way. Mercy Lover, thanks for the finish, Brian. Thank you. This is an easy fix, though. You can see it, like, straight up. You just play too passive. Everybody on your team... Do you want to know how you play? You want to know how you know you're playing passive in Overwatch? You ready? If everybody else in your team is taking turns being the front line. Because I've watched everybody on your team at some point play on the front line. So if your team's in front of you and then you watch everybody on your team be in front of you, there's a good chance you're playing way too passive. That's all it is, though. It's an easy fix. Like, you just got to play... Like, don't do that. Right? And remember, there's always this thing, and even if your teammates say something, as D.Va, some of the best D.Vas you'll see are not going to be the D.Vas that are in front of you and always apparent on what they're doing. A lot of D.Vas are good at being a backline assassin, you know, playing a high ground and being annoying up there, putting pressure on different areas of the map, not backing up and just sitting in the backline. If I'm Zarya and you're doing that, I am just rolling your team because you're just not doing anything. The damage isn't going to be enough for me to be like, I have to worry about this D.Va. You're doing minimal amount of damage. Ooh, and now you went Ryan. Okay. See what happens.
2, 1. Attackers incoming.
That's great. Okay, here we go. Don't just hold your shield and let it get broken there. Shield management, hide around corners, just the same way you would use a Fez Matrix, right? Good shield management there for a little bit, though. After that, like, you didn't, like, just put your shield up right away. I want you to drop your shield, 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 drop your shield. Don't let it break. Okay, now wait. Give your shield time. Drop your shield. Do not let your shield break. It takes a little bit longer. Okay, you let your shield break. Wonderful. Okay. And Mercy Lover, thanks for the gift and stuff. Thank you. Appreciate it. Nope. You have time. Now, listen. I'm not going to act like I'm the best Ryan in the world, but there's one thing I can tell you. Hide behind a wall. Get your shield back up. If your teammates go in and feed, that's on them. Then play aggro. I mean, hey, this is aggro, but I think your shield management's been rough. Also, the reason why you go Ryan against Zarya is to basically stay in front of the Zarya to prevent the Zarya from getting any value. That's what you do. So if this ends up being what happens and you see this, I want you to charge back, do a turn, and then just be in front of the Zarya. The Zarya won't get any value done. Okay? But if you stay right here in this corner, it might be rough. You don't have charge, but this is the correct play. Kind of. Not really. Yeah, that was just scuffed. This all started with improper shield management. And then, like, instead of, like, heading in front of the Zarya, you ended up trying to block heals on the Zarya. But, like, that was the least of your worries. Once the Zarya breaks contain from your team, you're just going to get rolled if you don't sit there and get in front of that Zarya. So you wanted to block heals, but it's not going to, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the play. So... Oh, is that your Vaughn? Okay. Oh, actually, while you're here, by the way, the person who submitted it, are you new to Overwatch or are you new to D.Va since Season 11? So I can get clarity on that. When you started Season 11, you started playing D.Va. Okay, that's all I want to know. I just wanted to make sure I got that right because I was saying that you started playing in Season 11. Okay, well, good. I want to make sure we got that right. Okay, cool. Play choke here now. Play choke. Remember, shield management. This is good shield management means that you're not just holding your shield like that the whole time. Good charge on the junk grab. Good play. Nice job. You can shatter here if you want to. Nice. Good play. Now, by the way, do you see the strength of that choke now? That's why I wanted you to hold that choke as D.Va earlier rather than just like all in into their backline, which I think was an accident. I don't think you meant it. Good defense here, though. Couldn't ask for like a better defense for your team. That was nice to see. I mean, Juno's a fun hero, yeah. The only thing I don't like about what they did with Juno was the fall-off thing. Drop shield, drop shield, drop shield. Okay, we got to get out of this habit of just holding shield up till it gets really low. No, stop. Shield management. Right? Just to give you an idea, since... And this could be helpful for people. Just to give you kind of like a way to like tell you what the equivalent of what you're doing since you play a lot of D.Va. Imagine you're playing D.Va and you just hold right click the whole time for no reason. And then you just that's it. You just keep draining your DM. That's what you're doing on Ryan. Manage your shield like you try to manage your DM. Same concept. Don't just sit there and waste it the whole time. If you can do that, you're going to find that your Reinhardt will play so much better. To an extent. Obviously, a lot of variables there, but... Right now, your gameplay loop is, I hold shield, it breaks, I charge, I go back to spawn. Yeah, well, it is. Well, if it breaks, it takes an hour to come back. Exactly. What rank is it? Silver 4. They started playing in Season 11, so there's going to be a learning curve still. Which, actually, I've been pretty happy with a lot of the gameplay with it being that, right? Okay, back away for a second. Just wait, 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 just wait. Yes, there you go. You can start taking a... Okay, wait. Okay, start moving in slowly. Patience now. This is key. Okay, now go in. Now go in. Now, out of curiosity here, what have we noticed on your attack right here? Do you notice how... I know your teammates are in front of you, but do you notice how you're not... when you were on defense, you were doing the equivalent of sitting back here and just shooting this whole time. But on attack, you're flying in, you're attacking the enemies, you're creating space, you're making yourself the main focus. But on defense, you were playing back here and just holding left click. Do you see the difference in gameplay on why I'm saying if you can find your timings on defense, you're going to be in a much better spot than the way that you were playing? So that's why I want you to kind of shift your philosophy on that one. Because look what happens when you're more aggressive. Your teammates can now go and do exactly what the Sojourn did because you create space. A saying you'll always hear me say, if you enable your teammates to pop off, it enables you to pop off. And that's exactly what we have here. All right? Chasing the Lucio, like all this was good. All this was good. You feel more confident attacking on D.Va on defense because you feel like your team is pushing with you? Let me ask you this question. If you're being a little bit aggressive on defense, who's to say your teammates aren't pushing with you, right? Because you're making the assumption that your teammates will not push with you. So how can you go and like... Listen, if you play defense and your teammates don't push in with you, then yes, you adjust your play style. But you can't assume that your teammates won't follow suit. And honestly, after watching your teammates, like I just watched your teammates were ahead of you the whole time. Which means that they wanted to play aggressive, right? So you got to at least give it a chance. Don't go be like, oh, I'm not going to do that because, oh, my teammates won't push in with me. I want you to think of, okay, I'm going to play aggressive. I'm going to create space. And aggressive, well, by the way, when we talk about aggressive, I need to make it clear. This doesn't mean flying to their backline and just feed. This means you take space and you deny the team parts of the map, right? So you go in and your teammates don't follow suit and they don't go with you, then yeah, you know what? Then you tone it back a little bit. Not to the point where you were playing in their backline like you're playing a support. But you can tone it back and you can make those adjustments. But you can't just make the assumption that your teammates won't push in with you, right? I've seen so far, nothing about your team has said to me that they won't push up or take that space when you take it. Even if it's in silver, right? So start with that mindset and then make the adjustments after each team fight. Not, oh, I'm just going to play back because I don't know if they'll push in with you. Do you see the difference there? And that's going to help you a lot realize that that's how you make quick in-game adjustments. Okay? Anyway, let's do this. I don't mind going for the Junkrat here. By the way, Junkrat's still there behind you. That was an interesting sequence. I don't know what is going on that you didn't... Junkrat? Did you forget that the Junkrat was... Did I miss something? Did you think you killed the Junkrat and just ran? I actually don't mind this ult. Reason why that ult is good, by the way, chat, obviously I would have liked it a little bit further, is it prevents any follow-up from the other team. So that's actually a good defensive type D.Va. And good job. GG's. Good job. Yeah, I mean, this is a simple one for you. Like, the way to, the way to fix this is exactly what I said. Start to play more aggressive on defense. Understand that you can make adjustments pretty quickly on how you want to play. Oh, 1 second, timeout, chat. I gotta watch Arnie make biscuits. Hi, buddy. I don't make the rules. Good boy. Making good biscuits, buddy? All right, anyway. Basically, the number one adjustment for you is to just start playing more aggressive and then make the adjustments. This is on defense. Make the adjustments after each team fight. Don't, like, worry about, oh, my teammates aren't going to go with me. Oh, I need to play passive. You are the tank. And when you play the tank role, that's what you have to do. Sometimes you don't need to be in the front line. You can be on top of, like, the high ground. Examples I showed you. You improve in that area, you're going to be doing a pretty good job. I think, like, everything else I saw out of you, you made some pretty good decisions, actually, like, for being new to Overwatch. So you have a lot of good things that you can work on, like you can keep improving on and keep getting better at. But you know, I think if you just, on defense, start to play a little bit more aggro and be willing to do that, I think you're going to climb. Because I saw some really good things out of you, too. And I think that is going to lead to a lot of good things, right? You absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment, all of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below, you see my Discord, that's where you do that. We also record these videos live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam, also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing day / night.